I welcome you all to this Zoom session on Inner Nature and Outer Nature, Season 2, which is brought to you by Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement and PSSM Swag in collaboration with PMC English. Okay, you're resting, you think that sleep is the only way that you can rest your body. But do you know that there are 7 kinds of rest that you give to your body? That's physical rest, mental rest, emotional rest, sensory rest, spiritual rest, and creative rest. Did I mention all 7? Okay. So these kind of rest, if you think that sleeping is the only way you are giving rest to your body, then I think you're wrong, because you can sleep 8 to 10 hours on Sunday, or even 12 hours, you can stretch till 13 hours, but then even after that you can feel drained out because your mental body or emotional body is not yet resting. Go talk to your friend. That's a therapy. Go into the nature. Walk for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's giving rest to your physical body along with your mental body and also to your emotional body. Do crafts, do painting, do arts, do crafts. That activates your creative brain and that is also giving rest to your body. And as well, social rest is also really important. I agree that socializing is very important, but at the same time, you need to practice solitude, isn't it? Solitude is something that is really great where you get to explore yourself, isn't it? If you can't enjoy your own company and you're trying to fill spaces by doing something or distracting yourself or allowing someone into that space, you're just trying to fill up spaces where you again feel drained out or left out. Don't do that. Enjoy spending time with your own self. That is when you will be able to enjoy all the relationships in your life. So, in today's session, we have Vishwanath with us. Let me just give you a brief introduction about him. So, Vishwanath Rao has been meditating since 2012 while also working as a software engineer. He actively participates in PIMA, the youth wing of PSSM, where he organizes events such as vegetarian rallies to promote awareness of vegetarianism. Additionally, he dedicates himself to teaching meditation to young people through PIMA, conducting both online and offline events at schools and colleges. Furthermore, he plays a key role in organizing spiritual retreats, trekking adventures, and meditation sessions in natural settings. I welcome you, Anaya.
Yeah. Hi, Amni, and thank you. It's wonderful to see you this morning. Thank you. Hi, friends. So I'm excited to share today's session. And yeah, it's a wonderful Sunday. So as Yamini said, like there are wonderful ways where we can connect to ourselves. And for me personally, I feel like since it's a fun day, Sunday is a fun day, we can spend time in nature and especially playing games as it's summer. So we can just play some indoor games as well, which gives a lot of fun. Yeah. So, okay, let's come back to the topic. So today I'm going to share about one of the beautiful concepts which I've been hearing from the time I've been part of PSSM. And it's so, these concepts it's gels so well with PSSM 18 principles. And I've always heard about the 4 agreements from the very beginning. So these 4 agreements is very practical, and it's something that we can try to implement in our day-to-day life. And if we are able to implement at least any one of this agreement in our day-to-day life, it brings huge shift and transformation in our lives. So so I'm giving so much of hype about these 4 agreements. So let's see what these 4 agreements are, and how we can implement in our day-to-day life today, right? So I've been preparing a simple presentation on this. So I hope everyone are able to see my screen. Anyone just confirm it?
Yes, Anaya.
Yeah, thank you. So the four agreements. So what are the four agreements? So these are the wonderful four agreements. The first one is be impeccable with your word. So we'll know about each and every agreement in detail in upcoming slides. So the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. And the second agreement is don't take anything personally. And the third agreement is don't make assumptions. Fourth agreement is always do your best, right? So these are the wonderful four agreements, uh, you know, which has wonderful meaning, and let us know each one briefly. Okay. So the first agreement, which says be impeccable with your word. So what does that mean? Just a brief introduction about that is like speak with integrity and say only what you mean. Avoid using words against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. So basically, we'll get to know like how are we speaking. So I just want each and every one of you to question yourself, like, are you using your words to complain about others or negative self-talk and discouraging others or gossips, right? So basically, what are we speaking is what really matters the most, because words are very, very powerful if we are not aware of what we are speaking. So even our Guru Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji has created one of a wonderful audio called Vakshetra. In the audio Vakshetra, he clearly says that we have thoughts, we have words, we have actions. So even if you are not able to control the thoughts, it's fine. But our actions depends on our gunas. But ultimately, our words are always in our control. If we are not able to control the words, then the way our life gets created is something not so great if you are not using right words. So all you have to do is just check, are we using our words to complain about others, right? Negative self-talk. So every time there is so much of we complain so much about others sometimes if something is not going as per our wish, right? Like you can take multiple examples. So if negative self-talk is something which we feel that okay, some might have this assumption or understanding that okay, I'm not complaining about others, but there is so much of negative. Every moment we have this chatterbox within us, like the mind which speaks to self, right? I'm not able to do it, I'm not so good at it. So all this is negative self-talk which we are feeding to our own minds, right? And certain times when some people might come with some big goals which according to our understanding might feel impossible to achieve. So in that cases you might say you are aiming too big, something like discouraging their ambitions, their goals, right? And the next point is gossips, right? So gossip is something which is generally most of us are used to doing before we come into meditation or before we understand the power of words, right? We always speak about some celebrity's life or someone whom we like. For example, cricketers or whoever it is, film actors, like what's happening in their life. And so many of these words we are using to lose our energy through words. So all we got to do is just, there might be many things that we do using our words, but to just briefly summarize, we all have to check, are we using our words to complain about others? How are we speaking to ourselves, right? So, is it always, can we also try to motivate ourselves? Can we also try to speak good about ourselves? So all we got to do is check about these points. And there's wonderful statement which I just saw somewhere and I've just put there. When the people gossip with you, they gossip about you. For example, if you have a group of friends with whom you always gossip, you always, speak about some other stuff, or though the same people with whom you speak, they gossip about you as well. So gossip is not a great thing that we can, speak through our mouth, right? When it comes to, so how can we use our words? So instead of, having gossips or discouraging others, so how can we speak about or use words, right? So we can use words to appreciate others, right? So there are so many times there might be your friend or any of your colleague who's doing so well in any of the activity or any of the work that they have been given, or any of the arts or crafts or anything. Sometimes we might feel jealous that, oh, that person is doing so well. But if we, rather than feeling jealous and rather than feeling, having that negative vibe, if we can try to appreciate their quality, that you will attract that quality. I've read this in, I think, Seth book, that whatever you appreciate, you attract, right? So it's very important to appreciate others, to appreciate someone who's really doing well. So if you really want to, attract that quality, attract that beautiful quality into your life, then start appreciating others, right? So in this way, we can use our words to, just change or transform ourselves. And the second point is positive self-talk. So uh, I've seen so many times, if we speak something wrong in something negative way, our group Atrisa saying or scolding very badly that please speak positively, please use right words. And especially positive self-talk is very, very important, my dear friends. Like whenever you experience something which you're not expected, so you always can speak to yourself saying that it's okay. Positive self-talk happens when you accept yourself, when you accept all the situations. If even if you're not doing well, it's fine. You can just say that it's fine, you can try again, it's fine. Rather than getting into frustration and saying that I'm not so great, I'm not able to do it, you can just convert it into a positive self-talk by saying, yes, I can, I will give it a next try, I can do it, I'll prepare well and give it another try. So all these kinds of positive self-talk is very, very helpful. Something like the simple word, I love myself, right? I am confident. So all these small talks which happens within will have a huge impact on ourselves, right? And uh, this is also called as thought blocks, right? So when you're having negative self-talk and when you demotivate yourself, it creates a kind of, you go into your own shell. You create, that shell might gradually take you into depression, right? And it also, that depression leads to laziness, and so many other things happen when you don't have positive self-talk. Just one positive self-talk will change our entire behavior. We change the entire pattern. We look into the things or we react to the things, right? So let us try to implement this positive self-talk where we, whatever the situation is, let us just accept the situation and always say that, yes, we can do it, or we can give a good try, and we can prepare well. If we have not done in the exam, it's fine. Let me prepare well for the next exam and do well. So let us use such words or such positive self-talk to ourselves. And next point is encouraging others. Even if we are not able to encourage others, let us not discourage others. This is a common saying which we hear everywhere, right? So someone might have high ambitions, high goals. Let us never ever discourage them and always encourage others. Yes, you can do it. Yes, any person can do anything, my dear friends. It's all that when they share, any person might come and share to us so that he just wants to know our view. Sometimes he might ask our views, but let us always encourage others. Because our potential is always unlimited, but we limit ourselves by using our limited thoughts, right? So we never know what any person can achieve when he's encouraged, right? So let us always encourage others in whatever they want to achieve. And the final thing is affirmations. So we can use our words for wonderful affirmations, where affirmations gradually brings a shift in our thought process, in our mind. But along with all this, the most important thing to do is meditation, my dear friends. The more we meditate, the more we go into silence, and the less we speak, right? The more intense meditation you practice, you will realize what are you speaking. And other way to observe what kind of words we are speaking is to practice silence once in a while. So the more you practice silence, you will really know, like, what words or how are we utilizing our energy. For example, when I have practiced silence, like few days back, it was like we just speak common things, right? Like, did you eat your food? Did you eat your breakfast? Like, just for the sake of speaking, we speak few words certain times. That's absolutely fine certain times. But certain times it's better to just be silent. We all might have heard in our school time this proverb, right? Like, speech is silver and silence is golden, right? So let us try to use our words in a positive way, and if possible, let us be as silent as possible and speak only when it is required, and speak always words which motivate others and motivate ourselves, appreciate others and appreciate ourselves, encourage others and encourage, all everyone around us. And we can also just use the power of word to speak what we really mean, but not in a way which hurts others, right? And wonderful things about speaking is it also depends at what tone you're using. Like, for example, you can use a very harsh tone, like, why are you doing like this? You can also, moderate your tone and say, why are you doing like this? So there is lot of difference in the way we use our tone as well, right? Your tone of speaking defines, like, what emotion you are speaking it. Even if you are angry, you can still, if you are able to control your emotion, you can still use a low tone, a subtle tone, to really understand what that person is going through, right? So it's very important to always be aware of what we are speaking. And the wonderful statement given by Patriji is, gossip is cancer for the soul. So this statement says it all about gossip and how it affects us and our soul, right? So let us avoid gossiping, and let us always use the power of word to create our own wonderful reality, my dear friends. And one more thing that I've heard from Patriji is, whatever you speak from your mouth will become your faith. So your words are so powerful. So always speak positive and miraculous, so that your life becomes positive and miraculous, right? So this is all about the first agreement, which is, be impeccable with your word. Let us move to the second agreement, my dear friends. So the second agreement again is one of the most important agreement, that is, don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. When you are immune to actions and opinions of others, you won't become victim. This statement, this brief description says it all, right? So let us see, like, are we really taking this personally? So there are so many times we come across, you know, friends around us or people around us having, certain comments about us or certain opinions about us. And also we have friends and family who perform certain actions towards us and also exhibit certain feelings towards us, right? So all these things are certainly the common things which we experience with friends or family around us. So, uh, I personally have, I'll give you a simple example. Uh, for example, when I was not, what to say, I was little lean. People used to say, "Why are you so lean?" And if I started gaining weight, and everyone used to comment, "You have gained so much of weight." So what should we do? Should we be lean or should we gain weight? And at the same time, if I gain weight, certain people will say, "You have gained too much weight." At the same time, the other person might say, "You have lost weight." I was like, am I looking different to different people? So, you know, this particular contradiction, like in the statement of different people, made me realize that, each and every person sees us with their own projection, with their own reality, right? So let us just observe and not take it personally is what I'm trying to convey here. So always focus on how you want to see yourself rather than how people are seeing you, right? Everyone have their own projection and they see us based on their reality, not on the facts, not on the truth, right? So certain things might be truth, but still how you want to see yourself. So focus on that. If someone comments about us, we take it so seriously to our heart and we start feeling bad and we start, you know, becoming emotional about us and certain times start crying also. Like if you are if you are wearing a wonderful dress, beautiful dress, 99% of people will say this dress looks so beautiful on you, so wonderful on you. If any one person says that no, this dress doesn't suit you, you doesn't look so great, you start feeling bad just about that one negative comment, right? So basically, even if someone says positive or someone says negative, okay, if they say positive, we feel good gradually. That's the nature of us. But let us not take that one negative comment to completely spoil the entire good thing that we have received, right? Okay, that person might have seen in their own projection, in their own way of the way they perceive things, right? And that's about commenting about us and opinions. So different persons will have different opinions based on the environment that they are brought up, and based on different places they are brought up, based on so many factors that is being fed to their mind and their intellect from from the time they have taken birth. So they have different opinions, right? So when they have different opinions based on their own realities, so how can you say that is valid or that is the fact? And we take it personally and we feel bad about it, right? So let us always don't, if you are taking others' opinion or comments in a positive way, that's fine. But never ever take it in a negative way that this person feels or thinks or says these words about me and it makes me feel bad, right? And especially action towards us. Okay. So, if I can say you a simple example, in a day-to-day life, if you are working in any office, right? Uh, if I'm going to boss with one of my work, whatever I've done, all of a sudden, my boss might feel that. I've not done my best, and he might just shout at me or say that this is not the way you have to do, you have to make some changes or something. And I feel that I've put so much efforts, and I might get frustrated since I can't exhibit, my frustration on my boss. I can come to my cubicle and exhibit my frustration on my colleague, right? So here, and my colleague might feel bad that why is he exhibiting his anger on me? What did I do? So he might get affected, right? But in reality, that anger is not on him or not because of him. It's because of some other reason. Since we are not able to exhibit there, we start exhibiting here. And certain times we will take that that whatever anger or action exhibited by our friend seriously, personally, and we start feeling bad, right? So let us always understand again and again that whatever actions that person is exhibiting, it's because of his own reality, his own experience that he had. And if we take it personally, again, we suffer, right? So, if you always want to be happy in a blissful, calm state, so always we have to be in observation mode and not take others' action as well so seriously and personally. And obviously, feelings towards us. So, again and again, I'm saying always any person exhibiting all these, actions, feelings, opinions, or comments, it coming from his own reality, it's his own projection. So, always check and go on whether it's fact or truth. Never ever take others' opinion, comment, actions, and feelings personally, dear friends. Maybe your friend might not be in a good mood that day, and he might have exhibited anger. That should not lead you to, break that friendship, right? That one incident should not lead you to break the friendship. So how can we try instead? What can we try instead, right? So understand the truth that person is dealing with his or her own feelings, beliefs, and opinion. So every person have different feelings, different belief systems, different opinions, right? As I gave you an example, for one person, I might look that I'm lean. For other person, I might look that I've gained weight. So it all depends on the way they perceive things. And uh, I can feel happy that one person is saying, okay, you're looking okay. Other person is saying you're looking not so great. So it all depends on their own feelings, beliefs, and opinions, right? And the next second point is the most important point, my dear friends. When you take it personally, you eat all their emotional garbage, right? And now it becomes yours. But if you don't take it personally, you're immune in the middle of hell. It's such a wonderful statement, right? So whatever emotional trauma or whatever emotional feelings that your any of your friend is going through, if there's no other way, they express it all on you, whether it's family, friends, whoever it is. And if you take it personally, it becomes ours. Then we suffer because of those emotions, right? So if we don't take it personally, and if you are immune to those emotions, then we will be really calm even in any kind of situation, any kind of circumstances. Like if anyone is exhibiting anger, so how do we reach this state? First of all, not taking anything personally. Again and again, it comes back to the basic foundation of spiritual science, that is meditation, dear friends. The more we practice meditation, the more we'll be state in balance, in a state of balance, in a state of calmness, in a state of self-centeredness, which will allow us and give us time not to react, right? The moment we start reacting, we are not in self-centered state. We are not in a calm state. The moment we start responding rather than reacting, that's when we are in a calm state, in a self-centered state in a state of observation, right? So meditation is a basic foundation which will help us to implement all this. Let us go to the third agreement now. And this is one of the wonderful agreement again, my dear friends. Don't make assumptions, right? We make so many assumptions on a day-to-day basis. So find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, drama, and sadness. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. It's just so wonderful, right? And see what kind of assumptions we make. This is just a brief 4 points that I mentioned here. There are n number of assumptions that we make. So, for example, a simple example, if you take a first point, assuming that we fail and we don't attempt, we not attempt, right? For example, we are preparing for the exam and we feel that we have not prepared enough and we assume that we will fail and we won't attempt, right? And there are so many times if you want to participate in any competition, whether it's arts, crafts, sports, we assume ourselves that no, I'm not going to do well. I'm definitely going to fail. And we don't attempt. We have so many assumptions on our own potential, right? So many assumptions on our own, our own, what to say, it's like we doubt ourselves so much, assuming that we can't do it, we can't do it. But we can give it a try, right? Rather than just having those assumptions and see really what we are capable of. And assuming that our friends or family hate us, there'll be certain moments, the way certain people express their love will be will be different, right? Certain times they always try to tease you, they always try to, what to say, a friendly banter with you, and they say a few words out of that love, and we start assuming that, why are you behaving, why is my friend behaving this way with me? Does he really like me, or does he really, hate me? So we start making assumptions. And and as I said, in the first point, we certain times have assumption that I'm not worthy of it, I'm unworthy for this position, I'm unworthy for this promotion, right? I'm unworthy to buy this, to do that, to achieve this, to achieve that. So many assumptions we have within ourselves, and also having assumptions in relationships. We feel that whoever we are, whether it's our parents, whether it's our sisters, whether it's our partner, we feel that we know everything about them. We have a blind assumption that we know everything about them. We know what they like, right? We don't even, if you're buying any sweets or any dresses, or certain times we feel that they like this one. Yeah, we might be right certain times, but we might also be wrong certain times, right? So we are choosing certain things based on mere assumptions, right? So there might be some instance or some incidents where you buy a dress to your friend and your friend might like it. And there might also be certain incidents where you buy certain things and your friend absolutely didn't like it, right? So we go and we perform certain actions based on so many assumptions. If you want to, based these assumptions again, comes because we are scared to express, scared to ask questions. Even in school, you didn't understand certain thing, but you are scared to ask question, assuming that, how, if I ask the question, what will my friends think? If I didn't ask the question properly, my friends might laugh at me. So all these are assumptions that we are, having this from the childhood, right? And what can we try instead? Instead of having assumptions, we can try to have clear communication. Whatever you feel, whatever like expressing, whatever you want to get clarity about with anyone, having that clear communication, clearly communicating it, right? So we can try to have clear communication and ask before assuming, right? So whether it's with our friends or family, if you are going to shop anything for them, you can just directly ask whether you like this or not. But before ordering the food, you can ask whether you like this or not. So let us start asking before assuming, and express and allow others to express. So let us start expressing. If you, as I said, if we have any question, let us start asking that questions, whoever it is, whether it's our boss, whether it's our manager. So let us get that, let us take that step to express and allow others to express. Only when you express, you'll really know what's there in other person's heart, right? Understand and not judge, right? And when when uh, when someone is expressing, so let us, rather than just making mere assumptions, let us try to understand what they really want and not judge them based on what they express, right? So, for example, in my personal life, I was a person who was really not so expressive. I was a person who was suppressing my emotions. I was so scared to express. What if I express my feelings? What if they break my friendship with me? So I understood. Because of suppressing my emotions, I was always, having internal suffering. Always, if someone says something, I used to go into my shell. I was not able to express with them. I was not able to ask them questions. Why are you behaving with me in certain manner? Right? So the moment I started practicing meditation, I realized it's very, very important to express whatever I feel. It's important to ask questions. It's important to communicate. It's important to be clear about really what we want, right? So the moment I started expressing, I really understood, in all aspects, even in my relationships, it really helped me. Like, for example, if I like someone, if I like a girl, I have to express it, right? To really know whether that girl likes me or not. There are so many instances in which happened with me as well while I was young, that we don't express our feelings to opposite person, and we just having make assumptions, building that okay, that person might like me, that person might like me. And the moment you express that, emotion, that express your feeling, you will really know the reality, right? So we blindly make assumptions for a long time, and if it is against our expectation, then we go into suffering. Rather than building some, assumption for a long period of time, it's better to express in an initial stage and get to know the reality. It's about anything and anything you want to share with your, friends or anyone else, right? So let us try to understand and express whatever we feel, my dear friends. So don't make assumptions. So this is a third agreement, and let us go towards the last and final agreement, that is, always do your best. Again, it's a wonderful agreement that we have here. So your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid regret and self judgment. Let me read the last sentence again. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid regret and self judgment. It's a wonderful statement. So let us know, like, are we doing our best? Like, what circumstances will not really try to, will bring our best out of it? So are we doing our best when we compare our efforts with others? So just now we just understood that our best is different from others best, right? Everyone are unique, and we can't compare our efforts to other efforts. We can get inspired by other person's efforts. We get, for example, I love cricket, so I love Sachin, I love Kohli, I love Dhoni. So they put so much efforts, right, to achieve whatever they achieve. They are putting so much efforts. But I can't compare, oh, there he's putting so much efforts, I'm not putting so much efforts, and I can't start, feel bad about myself because I am good at some other field and my effort, my best is different, right? So the moment we start comparing our efforts with others' efforts, we start, what to say, demotivating ourselves, and our best will not come out there, right? And again, when we have low self-esteem and self-doubt, again and again, this is a very, very important point across all the agreements, that what we think about ourselves, what we feel about ourselves, right? Do we really have that confidence, or do we have that low self-esteem and self-doubt that no, I can't do my best, no, I'm not able to do it? So when we are in this state, how can we do our best, right? When we don't believe ourselves, how can we do our best, right? And the next thing is when you have expectations, right? So you always keep doing things out of expectation. Oh, if I do this, this person will like me. If I do this, this person will love me, right? So when we do it, even if we certain times, even if we don't like certain actions to be performed, right? We start doing it, right? For example, if your boss, wants you to do something which you don't like, but since it's your boss, if you do these actions, he might, like you. So you have that expectation. Okay, if I do this, it might help me during my promotion. So even if you don't like it, you still do it because you are expecting promotion, right? But at the last point, even if you do what you don't like, and if you didn't, get promotion, again you'll feel demotivated. So how can you do your best when you have expectations? Irrespective of expectations, if we do really our best, automatically the results will show up, right? And the last point, when we try to please others, right? So whenever we are in relationship, we try to please the other person, we try to impress the other person so much, even if we don't like certain things, we you know we stop doing those things, or we start doing certain things, right? For example, uh, let us take a simple example which happens in a day-to-day life, like a simple example, uh, like if you wanna do certain actions, you just want to write some letter or something like that. You don't like it, you don't know how to write a letter, like for example some letter, right? But still, to impress others, we write some letters or some poetry. Or even if you don't like to sing in public, or certain times to impress others, you might sing. So there are so many things certain times we do to please others. So whenever we try to impress others, please others, or try to do certain things out of expectations, so we are trying in search of reward. That's good, but still, will it really bring the best out of us, is the question that we have to ask ourselves, right? So how can we do our best, right? When we understand that our best changes every day, our best changes every day, dear friends. Whatever, if I'm playing cricket today my cricket would be at whatever the best I play today. Tomorrow, if I feel sick, tomorrow I'm not well, I can't perform the same way I performed yesterday, right? Or perform today. So it all depends on how we are feeling at that particular moment. So our best changes every day from moment to moment. So we can always try to be our best and try to become better. But let us never ever compare our best with others' best. And at that given point, always feel that how best can you do? How best can we do today? Today, what is the best? How can I live to my best? So that's what we should start focusing on. And stop comparing and understand that everyone are unique, right? So again, if I can, since I love cricket, I'll just give you example of cricket again. So I said three great players: Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, and MS Dhoni. Just look, they have achieved so many great things in the field of cricket, but still their way of batting is so unique, right? Sachin used to play all the shots in the book. He plays sweep, he plays reverse sweep, paddle sweep, whatnot, all shots. But when it comes to Virat Kohli, he doesn't play sweep. He doesn't play reverse sweep so much, right? And when it comes to Dhoni, he plays helicopter shot, which is something new, which Virat Kohli doesn't play. But still, they have achieved great things in the field of cricket, right? Because they have realized that they are unique and they always try to do their best. And the third point, enjoy the process without focusing on results. This is one of the beautiful, statements which is given in Bhagavad Gita. And this is the same thing which I've also heard from so many successful people. And this is a statement which is also been said by MS Dhoni. We know MS Dhoni as a great captain who has won 3 trophies for us. So how did he achieve it? He always says that, we all have seen him being calm in any circumstances, any situation. So he says that we focus only on the process and not on the result, right? So here we can learn from this situation. We can learn from the real examples that focusing and enjoying on the process is more important than expectations on the result, right? So when we do our best without any expectation, then we will be working for self satisfaction, right? So when will we be self satisfied? When we know that we have given our best, when we know that we put our sweat and blood into it, right? So let us not compare our best with others best, other person's efforts, and let us enjoy the process, and let us realize that everyone are unique, and let us work for our own self satisfaction. So we will feel that self satisfaction when we have given our best, when we did our best. We are our own, self judge here. No one outside can know what our best is, but really we can get motivated, we can get inspired by others, but always let us try to understand that we are unique and let us give our best, right? So these are the wonderful 4 agreements, and I'm really grateful and thankful for this wonderful opportunity to share these learnings. And all these 4 agreements is from this wonderful book called The 4 Agreements. Uh, which is being written by Don Miguel Riaz, right? It's available in Amazon. You can get to know in depth about these 4 agreements. And as I said, I've been hearing about these 4 agreements from the time I've been in PSSM, right? So, which is, whatever points we spoke till now, like we can see all these points, right? No complaints, no judgments, uh, no comparison, no interference, realizing we are unique. So all these points are something that which is part of PSSM. So these are the points which we can learn and implement. So yeah, I would like to thank Parnita Akka and Mansi and the whole team for giving me this opportunity to share what I've learned from this book. Yeah. So if anyone has any questions, you can ask, or yeah, over to you, Mansi.
Thank you, Ananya. Thank you so much. We all agree that there are these 4 agreements, but then we are unaware what we are speaking, what we are doing, what we are thinking. Let us all be conscious while we are doing all these things. Yes, guys. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat box, or else you can raise your hand.
So, Mansi, I have a question for you, right?
Oh, okay.
So, is there any incident where you have taken any of your friends saying something and you took it personally and you felt bad?
Yeah,
So
yes, I did that. I took it personally, but then right now, yeah, with all the, books I have read, I learned a lot of things. But the thing is, it does affect you. How much power you give to the other person is what I have learned. If you really want to be peaceful within yourself, I think we shouldn't, take compliments and comments. Let us be balanced. Be it anything, it is for our own good and our own ultimate benefit.
yeah, wonderful, Mansi. So I've heard one statement from Patri sir. He used to say that appreciation of others is like writing on, sand of seashore, right? Which just comes and erases. Self-appreciation is like writing on the rock, so which stays with us for forever, right? So
Yes,
this is what I've heard from sir. So what we feel about self is more important than what others feel about us, is what I've
exactly.
learned.
Because they have not seen us during the process while we are, investing our time to do something. They'll just see the end result and they will, assess our, performance or whatever it is. We
Yeah.
only know what we have done, what kind of efforts we have put. So instead of listening to others' comments, it's better we assess our own selves. There's a question, let me just read out. How to tackle if we are insulted in a group or in front of many people? How to respond, or should we be just silent? That's a nice question, actually.
So my understanding is, so even if you are being, insulted in a group, so for example, how we can see thing. First thing is, always we have to understand that if we are being said something, is it truth? Whatever the other person is saying, first thing is we have to always check whether it is truth or not. Or if it is not truth, if it is not the fact that he's speaking, if it is coming from his own, personal belief systems, personal opinions, right? For example, if I can give you an example, if we go meet friends and basically we come across this situation, right? Like if we don't if you're not if you are if you are living on a plant-based diet, and if our friends are not, if you are they're meat eaters, they basically say, if like, you don't know the truth, you don't eat meat, if you how will you gain energy, how will you gain strength, when we go to our relatives who are still not understood this truth, so they insult us there, right? I have personally experienced it. But how I see, since I know the truth, I don't react there. I know the truth that by eating meat, we are harming the animals, right? And I stay calm. I don't react because I know the truth. I know the reality. We just smile. That's how we all behave, right? We don't go and argue with them. Since we know the truth, we stay calm. We stay self-centered and we just smile. So only if we don't know the truth and only if we are taking it personally, that's when we start reacting. So first we have to check whether whatever the other person is saying, is it truth? Is it fact? Something that we can listen and something that we can implement or learn from the person, whatever the person is saying. So if it is not truth, if it is not fact, since if we know the truth, let us be calm, let us be self-centered, and let us smile. So Buddha himself was insulted, right?
Yes.
Buddha himself was, said so many things. Again, for all of a sudden, just remember this story. Like when he was walking with his disciples, when he with a begging bowl, one person comes and starts shouting at him, saying, "You are so strong, you are so fit. Why are you begging? Instead of that, you can do some work and earn a living." But And finally, after saying all those words, what he just gives some 5 rupee or some coin to him, to Buddha. And Buddha returns back the same coin and says, how this coin, whatever you gave, I gave it back to you. Similarly, I don't take any of your words, right? So it goes back to you, right? So we can deal in such a way, but to be in a subtle way, we can just, if we know the truth, we can just be calm, silent, and keep smiling. That's my understanding.
Thank you, Anya. There's a question. What about the fifth agreement? Be skeptical, but learn to listen.
So I have not read the fifth agreement, so let me not comment on it. But whatever, based on be skeptical but learn to listen. So we all know that listening is one of the great art which I've heard from Patri sir. So I have to know about it. Only then I can share something about that.
Adding on to this, as you said, like in the session, you are always said why you gained weight or else you lost weight. Why did you lose your weight? Or are you not having food? So these kind of comments, we always get these kind of things we face these kind of things in our life. So I feel we are always expected to be something in their view. Everybody has certain expectations on us. So as we can't fulfill everyone's expectations, because if we start fulfilling everyone's expectations, we lose ourselves.
See, the simple point here is uh, we we see everyone as body because we don't know the truth. I learned from this Patri sir again. All my learnings is from Patri sir. So he said, like whenever we meet him, right, he shares his wisdom. So he says that see every person as energy, wisdom, and consciousness, not as a body, right? Energy, wisdom, and consciousness. But we see everyone as a body and we start judging them based on the body. She looks so fair. She looks so ugly, which is what we say as body shaming, right? So unconsciously, we are doing this. We are not doing as a conscious effort. Maybe certain people say it. They look at us. If you are lean and you say like they say like as you said, they feel that we might not be healthy. They might say with good intention, but we know how we feel about us, right? We feel like we feel energetic, we feel healthy. So that's our personal feeling. So that's how we can, start looking at people. Let us start looking at people from the point of view as our guru has said, that energy, consciousness, and wisdom. So even I'm learning and implementing all these things into my life. But the more we listen, the more we discuss these points on a day-to-day basis, it gets ingrained in our, subconscious mind. So I have one more question to you. So
Okay,
recently
sure.
you finished your exams, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, like how were you, feeling? Were you focusing on results and preparing, or how did you?
I was just focusing that I have a session tomorrow morning and I'm meeting everyone in the morning. Yes, I did well. What I read few concepts, how much ever I have time, I have utilized. I did well. I can't think about the results now. Will they give me good marks or will they give me good grades? Because it's all about how much knowledge you gain. It's not about always the marks. That's what I feel.
So there's one more thing which I've experienced. Basically, the more we meditate, whether it's exam or anything, uh, the more we meditate, I've experienced my personal life. We develop intuition, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So when we develop intuition, we focus on the process and intuitively, we
We
read
read
through the
few concepts and those are
yeah,
the concepts coming the exam. Yes, this
yeah,
happened with me.
yeah. So in all aspects of life, what I'm trying to say here is in all aspects of life, the basic foundation is meditation. And upon that, we can, whether all these four agreements, if we really want to implement them, meditation is a basic foundation which again and again helps us to be in a calm state, self-centered state, to be in observation state where we can observe ourselves and we can observe I did my basic observation, certain things, when certain thought or certain emotion is coming, like whether it's coming out of the fear or out of, the love consciousness, right?
Yes.
If you are able to get to this observation, then the way we live life, the way we perceive things, the way we speak, everything will change. So yeah, so once again, I'm grateful and thankful for our Guru Brahmarshi Pitama Patriji for, sharing everything, sharing how to live, sharing, even how to eat. I've never seen any Guru teaching that as well, how to use your fingers to eat,
Yes.
right? So such a great and fortunate for all of us that we have interacted with him, learned so much with him. So through Paima, our vision, our feeling, it's just that whatever his teaching is to take it forward, to create more and more awareness about his teachings. So yeah, let us all together, if we are doing it, we'll do it more in upcoming days. Yeah. Thank you, Mansi.
Definitely.
And thank you, Parnitaka, for giving this wonderful opportunity and for creating inner nature and outer nature. Thank you. And thank you, Vinay, for supporting this.
Thank you, Vishwa, for coming in and explaining to us yet again the four agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I want you to explain what is PAIMA and what are the future projects of PAIMA that everyone wants to know. Maybe everyone wants to participate in it. So just let us know what is PAIMA and the projects that we are going to handle in the future.
So, PAIMA is to abbreviate it, PAIMA is Pyramid Youth for Meditation and Ahimsa. So, PAIMA is a youth wing of PSSM where we have set a certain age group that is, from 15 to 35, where there are so many instances where when I discuss with youngsters, they say that, yeah, I meditate, but I don't have anyone of my age group to share my experience or to relate to, right? Uh, so we have certain assumptions that meditation is something that we have to do when we grow old or after a certain age. But the reality is meditation should start from the very young age so that we understand the truths of life, the science behind how we create our own reality. So that's why meditation is very important for, from young age, from the childhood itself. So that's what the motto of Paima is, to create awareness about meditation, about plant-based food, and about spiritual science to all the youngsters across the globe. So that's what we are working towards. And every day we have sessions like every night we have sessions from 9 to 10, which is called Loka Kalyana group meditation or oneness meditation, which is currently happening in Kannada, Telugu, and Hindi. So this happens every day, and every Friday we have conscious talk with Paripatri, which is again we are focusing on the topics related to youth and how we can understand, we create our own reality, and how we can overcome different different limiting thoughts or limiting belief systems that we have in our own mind. So how spiritual science helps us to break the barriers and create your new version of yourself, explore your potential, right? So all these things, basically what we implement in Loka Kalyana group meditation or oneness meditation is we practice meditation every day so that we meditation becomes our second nature. Meditation becomes our day-to-day habit, right? So there might be some online sessions which might happen, like some wisdom sharing or some book reading sessions, so that Swadhyaya is one of the important points of PSSM. So some book reading sessions also happens every Sunday or once in a month, in Paima. So along with that, we are planning for offline events, which is called Awakening Youth, which has happened in the past. And there is a new update that we have a wonderful pyramid in Goa. And we have assumption that Goa is only for enjoyment, but Goa is a place where there are many, we have a mixed, diverse culture where we have people coming from different countries across. So we are planning to have Awakening Youth event there as well, where we meditate in the nature, along with it, create awareness about meditation for people coming from different countries across there. So that is one of the event that we are planning to do soon. And there are wonderful events called Are You Breathing, which is also happening in Hyderabad by Mansi, Panitaka, and the whole team there. So, and the upcoming major event is Buddha Purnima, which happens in Pyramid Valley, which happens every year and is one of the mega event in PSSM. So Paima also supports all the youngsters also involved in volunteering. So the complete responsibility of volunteering in this particular event is being taken by Paima. And so Paima also motivates doing service. Not only Paima, PSSM motivates doing service, Patri sir motivates doing service, because the real transformation happens through service, and whatever best ways, to create awareness again about meditation and plant-based living and spiritual science. So we also create this awareness in all the schools wherever we get opportunities, to create this awareness also in corporate offices. So these are the basic activities that we do wherever we get opportunity. So along with it, very soon we'll have certain events that will be updated in Paima groups, and certain developments will happen which will be updated with time.
Great, awesome. So many wonderful and exciting projects ahead, my dear friends. And if somebody wants to join Paima, how do they do that?
So we have an Insta handle paima.official. So anyone can just search in Insta paima.official and just ping there that you want to be a part of Paima. You can follow and just leave a message. So from there, we can connect with you. And we also, if you have contact numbers of any one of us, or if you know any of Paima members, so you can directly contact us, and we can also add you to Paima groups.
Wonderful, wonderful. And to add to what you have said today, it's really a wonderful topic, and it's really practically, it's very, very important for all of us to follow each and every point that the author has said, and what you have explained. It's so really well. I mean, everyone can understand, even a child can understand what you have explained. And that is what Patriji has taught us, to teach in simplicity, to teach in very, very, very simple words. So this thing that happens with me especially is that whenever somebody wants to contact my husband for classes, and they call me and say, Madam, can Srinivas Reddy Garu come for this session? I was like, can you please ask him and confirm from him? I mean, well, so many times we talk or speak in behalf of others. And Patriji said that, you should never speak on behalf of others. Never. There was this incident which happened very long ago when I was I think in a school or college going girl, and somebody asked that, will your mother come for this wedding? Then I said, oh yeah, of course she would love to come for this wedding. And my father was sitting beside me. He's like, how do you know that she'll come for the wedding? How do you know that she would love to come for the wedding? And I had no answer. Absolutely no answer. And that is how I learned that, what? Keep quiet. Do not answer. You answer for yourself. You do not answer for the others. For example, if I ask Vishwa, is Mansi coming for the Are You Breathing? Vishwa would say, I don't know. Please ask Mansi. So that is how it has to be. It doesn't matter if it's your family member. It doesn't matter if he is the closest person to you. It doesn't matter who that person is. Never, ever, ever speak on behalf of others. It doesn't matter whether it's a yes or a no or anything else. So that is what is, I think, do not assume topic comes in. Do not ever assume that, that person would love to or would not love to or would do that, would do this. No. If you don't know, keep quiet. That is what Patriji said. If you know, then you can speak. But even when you know you can speak, you should not speak on behalf of others. So that is what, that is one thing which I wanted to add over here. So thank you so much, Vishwa, for coming in and reminding everyone about what those 4 agreements are. For those who did not read the book, please go read the book, and or else review this presentation again and again, because Vishwa has put it so simply. And let me remind you, Vishwa is a great enlightened master of Paima. The whole Paima Karnataka or Paima Tamil Nadu, he's under his leadership, and it's working so very well. The Paima and all the young masters are doing great, excellent work in everything that they're doing, whether it be programs or events or rallies or workshops or your youth events or nature trekkings or everything. Every youth of PSSM is so excited in participating, and there'll be more and more and more events. So all the youth should join us and experience this greatness of Patriji's teachings and PSSM. So thank you so much yet again. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to have you here with us. Thank you so much, Vishwa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akka. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Mansi.
We are so grateful for your presence, Anya.
Thank you so much, my dear friends, for joining in every day for this beautiful, wonderful 30-day online program called as Inner Nature and Outer Nature. And
thank you so much, Akka. See you tomorrow with another wisdom session and with another speaker. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to PMC English. Thank you. Let there be love and peace.